You can get the cards you need for today's Budget Magic deck and support the show from this episode's sponsor, Card Kingdom. Just follow the link in the description box down below. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So this week, we are heading to Modern. It's been a while. We've been playing a lot of Standard lately, but we're heading to Modern for a deck that takes advantage of a sweet new Ravnica Allegiance card. Actually, two of them. This is Rakdos Shamans, sort of influenced by the Jund Shaman list that we had an instant deck of a couple of weeks ago now. So in the past, we've played green-red Shaman, but this is sort of an interesting new twist on the deck. Going into black rather than green, which allows us to take advantage of Judith primarily, but also Rix Maadi Reveler, so I'm excited to try this deck out. Shaman is one of the sweetest, most aggressive tribes in Modern, and Judith and Reveler, really big new addition. So as you can see, 96 bucks in the paper world, 13 ticks on Magic Online, so not a bad deal for a pretty sweet Modern deck. A quick reminder before we break down Rakdos Shaman for Modern. If you enjoy this deck, and you enjoy Budget Magic in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk some Rakdos Shaman, starting with the reason to play Rakdos Shaman, and that is Rage Forger. And Rage Forger is an incredibly powerful magic card, but it only really works in a Shaman deck. So it is halfway a Hell Rider and halfway a Lord for our Shaman. Basically, for only 3 mana, we get a 2/2, puts a counter on all of our Shaman when it enters play, and then whenever a creature we control with a counter on it attacks, we can ping a player for 1, or a Planeswalker now. But basically, a Hell Rider combined with a Shaman Lord. So this makes our Shaman bigger and allows us to get damage in, even through blockers. So this is the biggest payoff of the deck. Our backup payoff is Metallic Mimic, which works incredibly well with Rage Forger, because it gives us a way to get counters on our creatures, which allows Rage Forger to be even better, and it puts a counter on our Rage Forger if we play it beforehand to make our Rage Forger into a pinger itself. So the combination of these two cards grow our Shaman really quickly and get in a ton of direct damage, even through blockers. Then we have our sweet new addition, payoff number 3, Judith the Scourge Diva, which happens to be a Shaman, making it fit really well in the deck. And in some ways, Judith is like a backup Rage Forger. It comes down, it pumps our team. It doesn't have the Hell Rider damage when it attack ability. However, it does get in damage when our stuff dies. So if our opponent manages to sweep our board, we get to ping something. If they use target removal to kill our stuff, we get to ping something. So it's another aggressive card that forces through even more damage, which is exactly what Shaman wants to do. Shaman wants to play a bunch of cheap Shaman, make them into big threats, and get in this weird incidental direct damage with Rage Forgers, with Judith, and Judith is just perfectly at home with this strategy. So these cards are the foundation of our deck, our Shaman payoffs. Then we have kind of our filler card. So Spyshot Elder, it looks weird, but it's actually really powerful in this deck because Judith, Metallic Mimic, and Rage Forger put counters on it. So the ability to pay 3 and deal damage to something equal to its power, that's often like pay 3 to have a lightning bolt or something, and that is really strong sitting on the battlefield as a 1/1 that also works as just a random 1-drop for our deck. Flamekin Harbinger, on the other hand, a little bit weird. It's basically extra copies of Rage Forger. We play it, we tutor Rage Forger to the top of the deck, then next turn we play our Rage Forger, pump our team, start getting in that damage. Then we have our 2-drop filler creatures. Burning Tree Emissary, really sweet in this deck. We can get some free wins, where on turn 2 we just like Burning Tree, maybe into Rix Maadi Reveler, and then back that up with Rage Forgers and Judith to just get in a ton of damage really quickly. It's a Shaman body that doesn't really cost mana, and allows us to play multiples really quickly. And then Rix Maadi Reveler is our other sweet new addition, and this card's really powerful. Comes down, allows us to loot, getting rid of an extra land to dig for our better cards, and it gives us a payoff for after we dump our hand. If we dump our hand with Burning Trees and Rage Forgers and all this efficient stuff, we can easily Spectacle Rix Maadi Reveler and actually just draw 3 cards, which is a nice source of card advantage if the game goes long. So another great new addition to the deck, and that's basically the core of the deck. We also have a spicy addition in Glare Welder. And Glare Welder It's a little bit strange, but it's basically tutorable by our Harbinger. So if we already got our board set up well, but our opponent has blockers, we can tutor this up, evoke it for 2 mana, make it so 2 things don't block, and then when we evoke it, it dies. So we're triggering our Judith as well, and it's not impossible that we just get up to 5 mana and cast it, and it's hasty, and it makes things not block to close out the game. Kind of a weird finisher, but pretty effective in the deck thanks to evoke and the dies synergy with Judith. Then we have our spells. We have a pretty simple suite of spells, 4 lightning bolts, 4 skewer the critics, so early game removal that can also just go to our opponent's face and close out the game. If we get in a decent amount of damage with our Shaman, but then our opponent like sweeps our board, these cards can finish the deal. Mana base wise, pretty decent budget modern mana base, 4 Smoldering Tides, 4 Foreboding Ruins, 2 Dragon Skull Summons, so 10 dual lands, a single swamp, and a bunch of mountains, because our deck is very heavily weighted towards the red side of the scale. As far as the sideboard, we get a few more Shaman / Elementals. So Playcrafter, a Shaman that's good against specific things, really good against Boggles, can be good against control with Planeswalkers. Minister of Pain, kind of the opposite. Rather than being good against one big creature, it's good against go wide decks, Lingering Souls decks, Young Pyromancer decks, Goblins, decks going wide with small creatures, and the exploit works well with Judith as well. It's a way to sacrifice stuff. And then Shriekmaw, it's tutorable by our Harbinger. That's basically why it's in our deck. A removal spell that we can tutor up when we need it. Then we have Duress for the control matchup and for combo. Molten Rain to pick apart Tron lands, creature lands, good against control in general. Tormod Script to deal with graveyard decks. Shatterstorm for artifacts. And that is Rakdos Shaman for modern. And that's our budget magic deck for this week. So I think this one gonna be pretty fun. Gonna be aggressive, get to play a lot of new cards in modern, and it's a very different take on Shaman compared to the all-in Shaman deck we played a while ago, because that one was more in green. It played a lot of different cards. It still had the similar engine of Flamekin for Rage Forger, but the new additions are so good that it kind of makes this a brand new deck, and being in black rather than green really shakes things up as well. So I'm excited to give this a shot, see if we can get some quick beatdown Hell Rider style combo wins with our Shaman. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get to the gameplay, see how the deck works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. All right, budget magic time. We are playing some Rakdos Shaman, and sounds fine. If we draw another land, we're just going to start tutoring Rage Forgers. Ew, Trane. Well, we got to be quick. We draw Skewer. Alright, so play the Mountain, play Flamekin Harbinger. I think we're still going to tutor up Rage Forger. Pass the turn. I mean, we are short on a land, but Rix Maadi Reveler can dig us one deeper. Opponent. We pretty much got to kill our opponent, or get them very low. We need to get them low enough that we can burn them out before they go crazy with Tron. So that's our main goal for the moment. Opponent cracks adds white. Interesting. Relic, sure. And a forest, and ancient stirrings, and finds a map. Alright, so opponents, they're going to be setting up Tron. If they have another Tron land in hand, they can set it up in 2 turns. So there's Rage Forger. So play a land, play Rix Maadi Reveler, discard a Flamekin Harbinger. Alright, there's a land, that's good. Get in for 1. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what we were hoping for. Hit our opponent to 19. Opponent, Sylvan Scrying. Oh, we might be just fast enough. This is going to be really close. There's Expedition Map. Exiles Harbinger, sure. Opponent passes. So play a Mountain, play... I guess we just Rage Forger. If we Rage Forger, we get in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we Judith, we get in for less. Alright, let's Rage Forger. Counters on the dorks, go attacking, hit our opponent. We do need to hope that our opponent doesn't just have natural Tron into like Ugin, or natural Tron into Oblivion Stone would also be bad. Hit our opponent, down to 12, pass the turn. Opponent, what do you got? Not natural Tron. If they have to tutor up Tron, then we're okay. And then Judith is just great. Plus we have 9 points of burn in hand. Actually, if we just get to attack next turn, we win. Sax Relic. Huh, using Tron mana. Opponent. Alright. Well, that should do it. Do we win with just Judith? 3, 7, 10, 11, 12. So opponent assembles Tron. Let's just go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Ping, ping. Yeah, I mean, Judith is fine, too. They could have, though, a removal spell that would ruin it. So hit our opponent. Down to 3. And, skewer you. Well, that went pretty good. That went pretty well. Now we get to bring in 3 Molten Rains. That's our best sideboard card. And then maybe... 3 Molten Rains. Go down a Glare Welder. Spike Shot seems a bit slow. Go down a Spike Shot. Go down... probably like a Skewer. And maybe we bring in Duresses too. Let's bring in the Duresses. It does slow down our deck a little bit, but bring in the Duresses. Go down. It would be nice. In a non-budget build, you can play Fulminator, which is tutorable by Harbinger, that is an upside. Go down a Skewer the Critics. Go down one more Spike Shot Elder. And let's go one Metallic Mimic. Actually, let's go Judith. Let's go down one Judith has nice protection from Wrath. Yeah, let's go down Metallic Mimic. Run it like that. Well, come on, Molten Rains. All right. Well, this is one of those hands that if we could tutor up Fulminator, we'd like it. But we do have to keep it. Chromatic Sphere for our opponent. And passes. I'll play a Mountain and Flamekin Harbinger. Is it even worth tutoring up anything? Let's go no. Pass the turn. Opponent. Cracks. Green. Star. Ooh, and passes? That's good news. Well, we draw a Mountain. We get in with Harbinger. We are kind of doing this the slow way, but our opponent's missing land drops. Opponent. Cracks for green. Forest. Well, at least it's not a Tron land. Sylvan Scrying. All right. Opponent's setting it up the hard way. Opponent passes. I'll play Smoldering Marsh. Run out Judith. Get in for 2. Next turn, we can Duress plus Rage Forger. This might be working. We'll see. Opponent has a Tron land. Expedition map. So they will have Tron next turn. Opponent passes. I'll play Smoldering Marsh. Duress our opponent. Ugin, Karn, Sphere, Oblivion Stone. Okay. So opponent's going to have 8 mana. So I guess we have to take Ugin. Play Rage Forger. Pump the Dorks. Go to combat. Hit our opponent for 8. Yep. Oh boy, this is going to be close. Down to 9. Opponent gets Tron. If they blow up our board, they drop to 6. Oh boy, this is going to be so close. There's Tron. There's Oblivion Stone. Blows it. Ping our opponent to 6. Oh boy, is this Glare Welder going to be exactly enough? Opponent drops to 6. We untap. We draw Foreboding Ruins. Well, we play a Mountain. We cast Glare Welder. 3-1 haste. Sure, Glare Welder can't block. That's fine. We're not planning on blocking. Go to combat. Attack. And I mean, we have a Lightning Bolt in hand. Our opponent needs to top deck like a Thrag Tusk, I think. Just running out of Karn doesn't do it. And I think we just took down Trod with Glare Welder of all things. We did draw our land destruction. Chromatic Sphere. Opponent gonna spin the wheel, see if they draw some life gain. Cracks it for green. Ulamog. That's okay. We got a bolt in hand. Sure. Glare Welder down. Opponent passing. And bolt your face. Yes! Rakdos Shaman! Glare Welder! The last card I put in this deck. Ended up being the perfect card for that situation. Oh, it's always fun. Always fun when that works out. When you're like, I don't know if this card's good enough. And then you put it in the deck and you're like, oh man, that was perfect. That was so perfect. None of the other Shaman in our deck would have done the Glare Welder there. Although I guess another Lightning Bolt would have. But still, Glare Welder. Sweet. All right, budget magic time. We are playing some Rakdos Shaman in Modern. Judith Shaman. And waiting for our opponent. Figure out what they're doing. This hand's pretty sweet if we draw land. If we don't draw land, things are pretty bad. Yeah, we got a mulligan. Well, this hand's a lot less exciting. I guess it's fine, though, because we can get a Rage Forger with Flamekin Harbinger. So we can do something. Yeah, we'll keep. Well, we'll keep Judith. That's also not bad. Swamp for our opponent. Dread Wanderer. Okay. Some sort of zombie deck? Well, play a Mountain, play Spike Shot Elder. Pass the turn. Opponent, Swamp, goes to combat. Gets in with Dreadwander. Yup, down to 18. Graveyard Marshal. It is zombies. It's zombies. Alright, what do we draw? Oh, we draw Rage Forger. Well, play Flamekin Harbinger. Tutor up Rage Forger. And pass the turn. I mean, I guess we know what we're doing for pretty much the rest of the game, which is playing Judith and Rage Forgers. And seeing if that's enough. If our opponent can't kill our Spike Shot, eventually that's going to be able to actually just shoot down our opponent's creatures, which is sweet. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Well, we're going to take 5. Down to 13. Opponent passes. Alright, so new plan. Play a Swamp, play Judith, and pass the turn. Actually, do we just race? Yeah, let's get in with Spike Shot. Halfway race. Alright, kills Judith, so we kill Dreadwander. Hit our opponent for 1. Yup, down to 19. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent finds another land. Combat. Attacks. So we're down to 10. Yeah, and let's see what the follow-up is. Diregraph Colossus. Okay. I'll play Rage Forger. Counters on the dorks. This Diregraph Colossus is actually an issue. Pass the turn. That's going to make a lot of 2/2s, potentially. Alright, opponent, what do you got? What do you got? Relentless Dead makes a 2/2. Okay. And Gravecrawler makes a 2/2. Well, the 2/2s have arrived. Opponent, combat. No attacks. We draw. Mountain. Well, I guess we have to Rage Forger. Counters on the dorks. Play a mountain. So if we attack, we hit for 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we have to stay on defense still. Thankfully, 3/3s can now block 2/2s. And then hopefully we can use this Spike Shot Elder to just kind of control the board. Another removal spell. Oh my god, Death Baron. Well, that's not good news. That's very bad news. Opponent, combat, attacks, 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 attacks. We're at 10. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're dead. Alright. Well, we never drew any removal. Huh, alright. Well, we know what our opponent's doing. And they are just running out a bunch of janky zombies. Yeah, run it back. I feel like our deck is better than our opponent's deck, but our opponent drew removal and we did not. Any of our bolts or Skewer the Critics would have changed that game entirely. And they won the die roll. And I guess their hand was, I would say, pretty far above average. Alright, we get to play first. Let's see if we can get a good hand. Alright, well, hopefully our deck is good to us. 4 lands is a bit more than we'd really want. Well, Foreboding Ruins, reveal a mountain, play Spike Shot, pass the turn. Well, attempt to pass the turn. Yup. Opponent, untaps, plays a Swamp, and Dreadwander. Okay. Opponent passes. Well, play the mountain, play Metallic Mimic on Shaman. Get in with our Spike Shot, and pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. And there's a Fatal Push. Alright. Opponent gets in with Dreadwander, sure. Down to 18. Opponent passes. We draw nothing. Well, we play Burning Tree Emissary. Add some mana. Play Spike Shot Elder. Play Swamp. Get in for 1. Alright, pass the turn. This is where we'd love to find, like, Rix Maadi Reveler to sort of refill our hand. Or just Rage Forger Judith. Lord of the Accursed. Yep. Opponents finding their lords. Or Lightning Bolt, also on our approved list. Opponent passes. Well, that is a Rage Forger. Play Rage Forger. Pump the dorks. Play Foreboding Ruins. And I think we just pass for now. These Spike Shots might end up being good here. Opponent, Death Baron. Good God. They just keep coming. Crypt Breaker. That's too many lords. That's too many lords. Opponent passes. Well, Rage Forger 2. That is a good draw. What happens if we just all-out attack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Opponent has to block with everything. But then we lose our Spike Shots, which are super sweet here. Now, play Smoldering Marsh. If we attack with Burning Tree, we're trading it with Dreadwander. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent can start drawing cards. Another Lord is really bad. We need these Spike Shots to be able to take down Death Barons. Opponent finds another Lord. And a Gravecrawler. Alright, Well, a land, untap land is decent, because then we can double Spike Shot to start killing lords. Lightning Bolt is decent. Judith is interesting. Another Rage Forger is also interesting. Alright, that's an untap land. Alright, play the land. Well, what do we kill first? Death Touch, Menace, Reanimation. So I guess we have to kill Lord of the Undead first? Or maybe we should just be going face. I mean, this is 6 damage a turn. Kill Lord of the Undead. Opponent draws a card, loses a life. Well, pass the turn. Alright, opponent. No lords, no removal. No lords, no removal. If we could kill 2 things next turn with Spike Shot Elder, it's so good. Opponent, down to 15. Well, let's see what our opponent finds. Land. Lord. Holy lords. Oh, it's a lot of zombie lords. Opponent. Thinking things over. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Opponent, I think you are going to die here. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, well, we will block and block the Lord. Take 14. Yeah, double block, take 14. Has to kill a Rage Forger. I think we got it. I haven't done the math yet, but all right, so Rage Forger dies. We can hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy. Easy. Easy lethal. So we just shoot down Cemetery Reaper. Well, this game has been a great example of the power of Spike Shot Elders. Attack with everything. Ping our opponent down to 11, and this is, yeah, very lethal. Huh. I wonder if that attack was too aggressive for our opponent. It might be that they should have just waited. Well, apparently Shamans can beat zombies. It's possible. It does not feel easy, though. They have so many lords. Although, if we get a hand where we draw some bolts, our Spike Shot Elders were really good that game, but if we draw a bolt or two, we should be able to hopefully keep the lords in check, and then zombies is not nearly as scary. They're playing a bunch of creatures that are not that powerful. Well, no bolts. We're going to keep this. Judith is good. Spike Shot proved its worth last game. And our opponent's mulliganing. Mana's a little bit sketchy. We have 2 tap lands unless we draw a basic, which we don't really want another land. Opponent, Swamp. Passes. Well, Smoldering Marsh, go. That's a lot of tap lands. Opponent, passing. Untapping, rather. Swamp. Relentless Dead. Yup. Opponent passes. That's a bolt. How do we want to do this? I kind of want to leave up the bolt. Let's just play a mountain. Play Spike Shot Elder. Pass the turn. This costs us the opportunity to play a 3-drop next turn, but I think it's worth it. Swamp. Opponent's got to have a 3-mana Lord. Their deck is just all 3-mana lords. Combat. Opponent. Attacks. Well, we'll take it. Sure. Down to 18. Ooh, Giralf's Messenger. That's not a lord. Well, in that case, I guess we have to kill Relentless Dead while they're tapped out. And then trust that we'll find our way through this messenger. Drains us to 16. Opponent passes. We draw a mountain. Play a mountain. Play Judith. Get in with Spike Shot Elder. Hit our opponent. Down to 18. Pass the turn. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Let's see what they are. We would like to draw a non-land. We actually would like to set up the ability to spectacle this Reveler, if we can. So what we'd like is to Harbinger plus something next turn. Opponent gets in with Messenger. Yeah, down to 13. Graveyard Marshal. And Dread Wanderer. Now that's fine. We untap. Ooh, Lightning Bolt. Well, play Smoldering Marsh. Play Flamekin Harbinger. Tutor up Rage Forger. And then we Spike Shot Elder. Man, Spike Shot Elder has been absurd. Kill Graveyard Marshal. Go to combat. Double attack. Hit our opponent. Down to 14. Rage Forger incoming next turn. And then refuel with Reveler if we need to. Lord of the Accursed. Yup. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Well, we are unfortunately going to cash in this Harbinger. Block Dread Wanderer. Drop to 9. Ping our opponent. Untap. Bolt Lord of the Accursed. Play a Rage Forger. Counter up the Dorks. Smoldering Marsh. Hit our opponent for 6. +2. And we should have lethal next turn. Hopefully. I can't imagine our opponent's going to be able to kill us this turn with just a messenger on board. Opponent down to 11, down to 5. And now we're at a point where we should be able to win even through a blocker. Opponent untaps. Plus we have Judith pinging if stuff dies. Zombies does have a lot of lords. And opponent scoops it up, and Shaman taking down the zombies, Well, our opponent did do a bit of mulliganing. And we saw the power of the zombie deck, where if they could stack up enough lords, it just really avoids a lot of our removal. On the other hand, we saw the power of Spike Shot Elder in some of those games, just being absolutely insane as repeatable removal, especially once pumped. So, sweet. All right, budget magic time. We are playing some Rakdos Shaman. And this sounds pretty fine. Shaman, Rage Forger. Gotcha. Rage Forger is by far the reason to play this deck, so it takes a lot to dump a Rage Forger hand. Bonus. Forest passes. Well, let's Mountain and Spike Shot Elder. Pass the turn. We're actually going to have an interesting question next turn. We can Burning Tree Emissary into Mimic. Oh, God. If our balance is being restored, that's probably bad news. Another Harbinger. I'll play a land, play Metallic Mimic on Shaman, and get in with Spike Shot. This is scary. So I think this is better. This potentially allows for a pretty explosive turn next turn if we draw land. If we draw land, we can Burning Tree, Rage Forger. Still not a big supporter of this deck being able to be restore balance, so we pretty much got to hope they whiff. It's not like we can interact with it. And we're kind of built on going wide. I guess Judith sort of helps. Opponent. Full price border post. Yup. Well, hey, let's see what happens. Opponent passes. Mimic. I'll play Burning Tree Emissary. Add mana. Play Mimic. On Shaman. Go to combat. Attack. Oh, man. Land for Rage Forger would be so good. Potentially game-winning, actually. I think it does just win us the game if we draw a land. Assuming nothing goes horribly wrong here. Plains. Bonnet. Okay. Search your library for a multicolor card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand. Shuffle your library. Violent Outburst. Well, come on, land to win this game, because they are going to cascade into restore balance. Skewer. Well, go to combat. Attack. Oh, all right. New plan. Spectacle you? Little slow. All right. Well, that's how we beat restore balance. So against restore balance, we'll bring in Shatter Storms and Duresses. We will go down Glare Wielder, which doesn't seem great. We will go... That just lined up pretty perfectly. 8 bolts is nice. Yeah, Exaxes. Good game. Judith seems to go up in value. Spike Shot Elder seems to go down in value. Let's go down a couple Spike Shots. And go down... Let's go down 1 Skewer? Yeah, go down 1 Skewer. Let's run it like that. Sometimes the math just lines up in your favor. Well, okay, we'll keep. Howler Fountain tapped. Opponent. Passing. Mimic. Well, Foreboding Ruins. Reveal the Mountain. Play Harbinger. And, yeah, tutor up Rage Forger. Pass the turn. Plains. And there's border post number 1. Opponent passing. I'll play a Mountain. Play Burning Tree Emissary. Add some mana. Play Reveler. Discard Mimic. Yeah, that's a land. Well, get in for 1. We will see. The other thing is, we might be able to get to the point of spectacling Reveler to get some card advantage going. Opponent is up to the point where they can start doing scary cascade things, like wrathing our board. And alright, there's the restore balance. Yup. So we lose our board, we lose a land, which isn't ideal. Oh dear. Oh no. Huh. We did that backwards. You choose the land you keep, apparently. I guess I should probably know that. Opponent plays a land and passes. I'll play a mountain, play Reveler, discard Judith. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, we're trying to hold it together. Restore balance is super good against us, though. Wooded Foothills, opponent. A Johnny taps down a land. Yep, cracks Wooded Foothills. Well, our opponent's about out of action, but they have an Ajani. Opponent passes, we draw a Spike Shot Elder. I'll play a mountain, go to combat, attack a Johnny. Play Spike Shot Elder, play Flamekin Harbinger. Do we want to tutor? No. We actually just want to draw a land for this Rage Forger. Hopefully our opponent does not have a second restore balance. That would do us in. Timely. Well, that is obnoxious. Taps a land. Well, the good news is if we draw a land, we still get to kill this Ajani. Reveler. Well, play Reveler. Oh, we have to? That's not good. And now we draw the land. Ugh. Well, attack a Johnny. Yeah, that was less than ideal. Opponent blocks and blocks and blocks. Yeah, we kind of butchered that. This is not a may. It's not you may discard a card. It's you discard a card, whether you like it or not. Opponent taking up and passing. And, yeah, I think this does us in. We ping a Johnny. Restore balance. Yeah, I don't think we can. Well, I mean, we won't scoop, but we're pretty done. Because our opponent gets to keep this a Johnny. So I guess we need to just, like, chain lightning bolts. Ugh, we were so close. If we could have got that off the table, we would have had a shot. Opponent taking up a Johnny. Of course. Leyline of Sanctity. Opponent passes. Rage Forger that we can't cast, pass the turn. Yeah. Once you get a Planeswalker down and can restore balance, it's pretty over. Opponent passes. Well, Lightning Bolt to Johnny. Pass the turn. Gargadon taken down. Opponent. Restore balance suspended. Takes up. A Bolt would be sweet. Well, play Rix Maadi Reveler. Discard Duress. Pass the turn. Opponent taking stuff down. Alright, kills Reveler. Suspends a Gargadon. I'll play Rage Forger. Does nothing. Pass the turn. Opponent. Taking everything down. Yep. We might actually kill this Ajani. That would be sweet. Still not sure we can get back in the game from there, but it would be sweet. I mean, our opponents played Timely Reinforcements in 2 restore balances. And we're still fighting. Oh dear. Their last card was another Ajani to kill our Rage Forger. These dresses are the deadest of dead cards. Play Metallic Mimic, pass the turn. Yeah, I think this one is over. On Shaman. Opponent, yeah, that's a few too many cards that are great in this matchup being drawn. Yeah, this feels like a ridiculously bad matchup for us. Gargadon's taken down. Also playing Emrakul, Nahiri, whatnot. They have a lot of sweepers for being a restore balance deck. Border Post. The thing is, I think they can 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can get down to Gargadon. Yeah, alright. Too many Ajani's, too many restore balances. Well, good news is, we get to be on the play for Game 3. As rough as this matchup is, that should help. Actually, maybe we should... Alright, we get to play first. Alright, here we go. Shatterstorm is spicy. So, Foreboding Ruins, no. Pass the turn. I mean, we get to run a lot of stuff out on turn 2. Will that stuff translate into us winning the game? Forest. Border Post. Opponent. Passes. Well, play a mountain. Play Burning Tree. Add mana. Play Burning Tree. Add mana. Play Reveler. Discard Skewer the Critics. Pass the turn. So we have power. It does get wrecked by restore balance. The upside is we have emptied our hand pretty effectively, which means if our opponent does restore balance, they're going to have to discard a lot of cards, which is definitely beneficial to us. So that might be our best plan here. Opponent. Oh my god, they have Fire Spout off Simian Spirit Guide mana. I'll play Smoldering Marsh, play Metallic Mimic on Shaman. Oh, this matchup is so bad. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, if we can draw a land to Shatterstorm, suddenly things become more interesting. Gargadon suspended. Opponent passes. Lightning Bolt. Well, Flamekin Harbinger. Tutor up Rage Forger. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent to 18. Gargadon taken down. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's Bolt the face. Untap. Alright, opponent's gonna Cascade. Geez, would we like land? Yeah, this pretty much beats us. If we could have drawn a land for this Shatterstorm. Yeah, this feels like a amazingly bad matchup. Opponent untaps. Opponent just has like 8 sweepers. These are the kind of decks that, and now they have a Planeswalker as well. Alright, well, that does it. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're playing Restore Balance, you pretty much want to play a bunch of creatures that can't beat Restore Balance deck, and that's pretty much us. I mean, it's Modern. You're going to have some bad matchups. And those are the matchups where Restore Balance looks like the literal best deck in the format. The matchups where your opponent just counters your Restore Balance and then kind of laughs at you as they play Planeswalkers and stuff, those are the matchups where Restore Balance is a bit sketchier. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some Rakdos Shaman, and yeah, this hand looks fine. We are on the draw, but our mana comes into play untapped. We can have 2 Rage Forgers. Bloodstained Mire, opponent cracks it. Watery Grave, untapped. And Thoughtseize. Well, okay, that's not as good. Looks like Death Shadow, I assume. Takes a Harbinger. Opponent passes. We draw Skewer. Well, Foreboding Ruins, untapped. Pass the turn. Well, not the fastest of starts. Opponent untaps. Inquisition. Ugh, they're just picking us apart with this discard. Our deck should be pretty resilient to discard, but it's not showing it here. Opponent in the tank. Scalding Tarn. Passes. Back in the tank. Alright. Passes. We draw a Judith. Well, play the mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Crack Scalding Tarn. Blood Crypt. Untapped down to 12. Faithless Looting. Maybe we should just play Faithless Looting because we can. Cycle Street Wraith. Opponent passing. Opponent is down to 10. Well, alright. Play Dragon Skull Summit. Play Judith. Pass the turn. Opponent needs a land to Fatal Push, or some way to trigger Revolt. Opponent draws. Thought Scours. Finds the fetch land. Cracks it. Watery Grave. Untapped down to 7. There's the Fatal Push. Ah, I wish they didn't hit that fetch land. Ping our opponent down to 6. Opponent passing. Well, let's see what we draw. Land would actually be nice. Alright, there's a mountain. So play a mountain. Play Spike Shot Elder. Play Rage Forger. Wow, they're going to dismember to 2? Okay. Well, opponent's at 2. Now they have to answer Rage Forger and answer Skewer the Critics. Sometimes they don't find their Death Shadow. So opponent needs like big blocker plus discard spell. And they need it this turn, or they are dead to something. Snapcaster. This doesn't do it though. Hilariously, this Glare Welder. This Glare Welder gets it done. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, phone it. Passes. We draw. Well, evoke it. Snapcaster, no blocking. And Rage Forger. I mean, we drew the Lightning Bolt too, but we gotta give Glare Welder its a chance to shine. Attack. And that should be lethal. Well, that worked. That worked. Against Death Shadow, I think we want these Plague Crafters are probably our best options. Go up Plague Crafters. Go down 1 Metallic Mimic, 1 Glare Welder. Let's try it like that. Well, that went well. when they don't find their Death Shadow's somewhat beatable. Alright, well, this is a bit land heavy, but we'll give it a shot. Discard could be pretty brutal here. Opponent, bobble, takes a peek, trying to figure out if they fetch or no fetch. Bobble, takes a peek. Please, hopefully not peeking at a land. Wow, they kept 0 land double bobble? Whew, that's interesting. That must be a pretty good hand if you draw a land. I'll play a mountain, Spike Shot Elder, pass the turn. Wouldn't mind another 1 or 2 drop so we can Burning Tree into something. Whoa, opponent punished! Punish! Oh, the punishment! Oh, the magic gods, the punishment. The punishment is swift and deserved. Well, Burning Tree Emissary. And you think I'm greedy? I don't keep 0 landers. I mean, we could still very well lose if our opponent draws a land. But, wow, that is a whole new level of greed. Get him with Spike Shot, pass the turn. No land. Punishment, continue. More punishment. Opponent. Oh, punishment. Untapped. Opponent. Passing. Well, we are flooding out. What do you got, opponent? Alright, play Smoldering Marsh. Rage Forger. Grow the Dorks. Go to combat. Attack. The bad news is, we are going to get our opponent low enough on life that they can play Death Shadow, which is scary. Ping. Ping. Our opponent might actually want to be taking this damage. Down to 10, so they can play a Death Shadow, pass the turn. Thought Scours. Mills some non-lands. Mills some removal, that's good. Untaps. Another land. Opponent's going unpunished. Gurmag Angler. Yup. I'm not sure this matters, though. Opponent's going to need something to go with it. Play Spike Shot. Play Dragon Skull Summit. Play a Rage Forger. Go to combat. Attack. Ping, ping, ping. So opponent's down to 4? Just from Rage Forger? And opponent, done! Done! We got there! Well, I guess that's why you don't keep one-landers. We'll take it! Rakdos Shaman. Double Rage Forger. Pretty good. Pretty good. Especially against 0-landers. As we learned. Sweet. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some Rakdos Shaman, and I think we are shamaning away this hand. 5 lands, too many, way too many. And our 2 cards are not even that. It's not like we have a tutor or anything. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan. Okay, we're gonna keep this. If we get a land and can like birdie tree, all right, Mimic to the bottom. We are on the draw. This hand offers some potential to just top deck untap land and go Burning Tree, Rix Maadi Reveler on turn 2. Ugh. Alright, control. Ugh. Glare Welder. Alright. And that's not exactly what we were hoping for. Actually, almost exactly the opposite of what we were hoping for. Well, Dragon Skull Summit, go. Untap land, please. Colonnade. Untap land. No. Alright. Well, now we're probably in trouble, because now our opponent can counter... Wow. Okay. Well, we're not actually all that upset about this. It does remove a land from our deck, but it increases our odds of drawing an untap land. Oh, come on, land! Land! Alright, that's a mountain. So that gives us hope. We can Burning Tree Emissary, make some mana. Burning Tree Emissary, make some mana. Rix Maadi Reveler, discard Glare Welder. Alright, well, it would have been better to do this on turn 2, but turn 3 is not the absolute worst. Although, now we could just get our board swept. Discard Glare Welder. Ooh, alright. And that's a Smoldering Marsh that lets us cast Judith. Alright, well, what do you got, opponent? Island. Oh, God. Okay. Well, play Smoldering Marsh. Oh, that extra turn was actually really brutal. Play a Judith, pass the turn. Oh, blue-white control. Terminus. Off the top. Okay. Sure. You do that. Flooded Strand. Cracks it. If our opponent plays a Planeswalker here, we... Well, we'll see. Jace. If they tick up Jace, we probably have to scoop. Ticks up Jace. Yeah. Now I don't see how we win. Leaves a card on top. Rage Forger. Well, play Rage Forger. Pass the turn. Yeah, too many sweepers, too many missed land drops in this one. Opponent brainstorms, and yeah, we're going to scoop it up. There's not really a realistic pathway of beating this now. So bring in 2 Plague Crafters. Bring in 3 Duresses and possibly Molten Rains. Go down 2 Glare Welders, 2 Spike Shot Elders, a couple of Metallic Mimics, a Judith, and a Skewer. All right, try it like that. So we're on the play, which is nice. Well, okay. Mountain and Flamekin Harbinger. And I guess we tutor up a Rage Forger. Take a Rage Forger. Pass the turn. Doing nothing next turn isn't ideal, but 2 Rage Forgers is nice. Opponent plains. Passes. I'll play a Mountain. Get in with Harbinger. Hit our opponent. 19. Pass the turn. Tap land for our opponent. Oh, if we get Terminus, I'm going to cry. Opponent passes. I'll play a Mountain. Rage Forger. Counter to the Dorks. Go to combat. Attack. Pass the Harbinger. Interesting. Well, grab our 1 Swamp. Pass the turn. Field of Ruin. Not great here. Opponent passes. More lands. Well, that's Foreboding Ruins. Reveal a Mountain. Rage Forger. Part 2. Resolves. Go to combat. Attack. Ping and ping. Snapcaster for Path. Well, alright. We get in a bit of damage. Pass the Rage Forger. Well, grab a land out of our deck. Well, we've got a lot of lands out of our deck. That's good. Opponent untaps. Island. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Brainstorms. Alright. Rix Maadi Reveler would be sweet. Puts back a bunch of cards. What do we want to do? I guess we bolt the Jace. Untap. Another land. Play a land. We are flooding out. Yeah, I guess we just pass. Opponent. Put a Terminus on top. There goes our Rage Forger. Yeah. Sure. This has been brutal. Opponent passing. The world's worst burning tree. Pass the turn. Yeah, this is a lot too many lands. I think we really need to draw Rix Maadi Reveler and have it resolve. That is our potential way of getting back into this game. Opponent opts. To the top, plays a land. And passes. Opponent. Well, play a Mountain. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it. Yeah, I guess we pass. Opponent untaps. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Passes. We draw. Land. Oh, so many lands. Well, go to combat. Attack. Alright. Colonnade. Blocks our Burning Tree. Well. Bolt Colonnade. Opponent floats a mana. Molten Rain. So we put our opponent down 2 lands. But we are just so flooded out and out of action. Opponent. Untaps. Land. Passing. Well, Molten Rain. Hallowed Fountain. Here comes Cryptic. Counter draw. Well, pass the turn. Yeah, this one just hasn't worked out. We've drawn way too many lands to really put up a fight here. Opponent passes. I'll play Smoldering Marsh. Pass the turn. Now we finally find a Reveler, but we don't have Spectacle. And we really need to Spectacle to have a shot. To Fairy. All right. And we will scoop it up. Well, that one was brutal. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. All right. So what do we learn this week about Rakdos Shaman in Modern? And overall, the deck did pretty well. We finished 3-2 in our 5 matches, and we kind of had a weirdly similar theme. So our wins, we took down Tron, we took down Death Shadow, we took down zombies, which was pretty interesting to see zombies. Our losses, on the other hand, Restore Balance and also Blue-White Control. Basically, decks that had a lot of cheap early game sweepers. Restore Balance sweeping the board consistently, and they had Fire Spouts. Against Blue-White Control, they had Supreme Verdicts and Terminuses that they kept miracling. So that seemed to be the downside of the deck, and that is kind of a traditional downside of an all-in aggro deck. We want to spew our hand, and then we want to get in damage, close out the game quickly. If our opponent can survive long enough to terminate or sweep our board with Restore Balance, it's really hard for our deck to rebuild. And our two new additions definitely help. They're Judith dealing damage when our stuff dies. Rix Maadi Reveler, there were some games we were just begging for a copy to draw 3 cards, but if the sweeper happens fast enough, and we combine that with kind of a slow draw, maybe we draw too many lands, that is a recipe for taking down Shaman. On the other hand, we got to see some really explosive games with this deck, and the power of some cards that you wouldn't really think of as modern playable, like Spike Shot Elder, pretty much beat zombies on its own. Of course, on its own, after being pumped by Rage Forgers and Judith, but we were at a point where we had 3 power on our Spike Shot Elder, and we were able to just mow down any zombies that would get in our way, which was very impressive in a game I was surprised we kind of won. And then against like Tron and Death Shadow, we can put up a really fast clock, and our deck is pretty redundant. It's consistent thanks to Harbinger finding our Rage Forger. So overall, I think Rakdos Shaman, it's a pretty sweet aggro deck for the format, and I was very impressed with our new additions. Rix Maadi Reveler, it's great. Judith, it's very good as well, especially in a deck like this where the creature type is relevant. That gives it that extra boost of power where in a tribeless Rakdos deck, maybe you wouldn't play these cards, but when you are benefiting from Rage Forgers and Metallic Mimics, those cards get even better. So I was pretty happy with how Rakdos Shaman turns out. If you're looking for a way to update your old all-in Shaman deck, or you just want a sweet, aggressive deck for Modern that is pretty cheap on Magic Online. 13 ticks, you can't do much better than that. And if you already have your Judiths and your Rix Maadi Revelers and maybe even Metallic Mimics from playing Standard, this deck is super cheap to throw together in paper as well, because those are the most expensive pieces. Like the dual lands are a few bucks, the new cards are a few bucks. Otherwise, the deck is super, super cheap. So hopefully you already have a bunch of this stuff from Standard and can throw it together for like 30 bucks or something to play with the F&M. And I think it is consistent enough and fast enough to be competitive. Yes, you are going to lose to sweepers sometimes, as we saw. Those matchups are tough, but even in those matchups, I don't feel like we just have no chance. I feel like it was a combination of our draws not being great for the matchup and our opponent hitting their sweepers early. It's not like we can't beat those decks, because we can just race them, and Judith does help a lot reloading with Rix Maadi Reveler. So overall, Rakdos Shaman, it was sweet. If you want another way to take advantage of your Judith, a way to get aggressive in Modern, deal a bunch of damage, do some really cool Hellrider-y stuff, it's worth giving a shot at the very least. So anyway, that's been our Budget Magic for this week. Rakdos Shaman for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.